What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. So I've been playing a lot of SCP rBreach. This is mainly because of my SCP rBreach Roblox Discord server I play with my friends a lot. Namely, Asojo. I think you might know him. I'm not giving credit to him because he won't be featuring here, but we have a tier list of all the SCPs here, and I will show you what to do and what not to use in SCP rBreach, and how to effectively use them. But here's a general tier list on my opinions on all of these. Also, quick thing, I'm going to click add a row below. I'm going to type in removed. And this is because 066 and the Peanut have been removed entirely, simply because of laggy issues. This guy played copyrighted music, and this guy was so laggy beyond belief that I couldn't even, it was just terrible. But yeah, that's just gone. So, going down the list, we have 035, this guy right here, the mask. We have Shy Guy, 096. We have 966, I believe. Hold up, let me just check something. Yeah, 966. This guy right here. He's completely invisible. He's cool. Zombie, or 049-2. The sword guy, 076-2. Fire guy, 457. The plague doctor himself, 049. Larry, 106. This guy, I believe, is 280. And the Rash. So let's go ahead and start on the list. This guy's overpowered. I think if you haven't played this game for longer than like a week, you'll find out that this guy is probably the most broken SCP. Here's why. In public servers, he is pretty much unkillable. You kill him, he drops a mask. You pick that mask up, you become him. It regenerates your health entirely. You have 250% more health than you did originally. And it's stupid, because that guy is crazy. He's pretty much just like a human, but on the SCP side, so he's buffed and has checkpoint access and spawns with a gun. He can end a game pretty quickly. 096, very powerful. His one weakness is when he's charging, because he's very susceptible to grenades and being locked in rooms and stuff like that. And he's also pretty slow by himself, but when he's charging, he's pretty much unstoppable except for elevators and gates. There's only two weaknesses, because other than that, he is pretty much a killing machine. I'd put him in meh. He's invisible, he's not that fast, he's not that powerful, but he can fool your opponents. The reason, if you enter a room, even though you're invisible, people will know you there, because on the bottom of your screen there's a little hotbar, and it shows little white text saying, I feel like something is in this room with me, or something related to that. And it's relatively obvious what's about to take place. This guy is kind of bad. He's pretty much like a normal human, but not able to pick up anything, has slightly more health, but he can be gunned down very easily by a striker or anything else. I'm actually going to do a weapons tier list right after this one. I'll cut to that. But, yeah. It's not very good. Sword guy. He's pretty good. He can hit through doors. That's just how hitboxes work. He hits sprint. I'm pretty sure sprint lasts longer, too. And he does a lot of damage. Like, a ton of damage. He can kill you 3 times. Or, he can kill you in 3 hits. And yeah, so Fire Guy, very helpful when you're indoors. Other than that, he's not very helpful in other terms, because Fire Eaters exist. He will not affect them at all. 049, pretty good. He's not as good as 096, simply because, well, he can one-shot people, but then again, if the Maz Headers didn't exist, he would be very powerful. He's also kind of slow, which is another problem. But he can hit people through doors, just like this guy can, but not to the same extent. But I have used it to troll my friends a little bit. This guy, Larry, he's pretty good too. He can walk through pretty much every door that isn't a gate A or B, or an elevator. He is very powerful. You could take him, but you could like one-hit people pretty much. You grabs them and everything. They take it to the pocket dimension. From there, they give it a choice between 8 doors. They can't stay there forever because their health is slowly draining. And however, if they get the thing right and they marked it, then everybody else won't die to you. That's just how the thing goes. But other than that, he can be very powerful at times. This guy, he's meh. I would say he's alright. But ghost hunters just completely destroy this guy. He is relatively powerful. He's stupid fast on his lunge ability, but closed doors, a bunch of that just like will counter him completely. So yeah, he does damage. He's alright. Rash is bad. He pretty much has the health of a normal human. He hits someone, unless if they don't have a donut, if they're killed, or in a small period of time, they'll become one of him. And that's just how it goes. Even if they're cured, if they die, it'll become a rash, which is a glitch I found. It's not very good, but it's just how that happens. So my general tier list. No SCP is generally useless. I mean, if these two were in the game, then this guy would be useless because, like, he had a jump, which is the only thing in the game that can jump, but he can't jump that high, and if he gets down some stairs, he is stuck forever, and the actual, like, killing ability just kind of sucks. So, and Peanut, maybe pretty, I would put him at very powerful if he wasn't so buggy. Alright, and that's my tier list. Cut to the weapons tier list. Alright, we're in the place. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, we're in the thing. The weapons tier list. This is the most helpful thing I can do to you right now. But as far as I'm aware, I'm mostly qualified about these weapons. I just don't use this thing as often, and I'm not very good with pistols. That's all I have to say. So first, I'm going to get started with P90. It has very good ammo. It does very good fire rate. It's a pretty decent weapon. I would recommend it. So that's why I'm putting it pretty good. M4A1, it's also a pretty good weapon. It's a pretty good assault rifle if you can use it properly. But most people change it out in favor of other weapons, and I don't see the reason. Micro Uzi. This thing is extremely good. I can mow down people very quickly with this. It's unreal. Like, it's unreal how fast this thing goes. L80-682. That is also extremely good. I'm also going to put the AK there. The AK is pretty much just like a more wild version of the L86. Like, it does more damage, but a worse fire rate. This thing just is where this spawns with GOC. This spawns with Serpent's Hand. Yeah, but GOC kind of spawns a little bit more on respawn waves, but most of the time Serpent's Hand spawns. But either way, you're going to be wanting to pick up one of these weapons, assuming that one of the shotguns aren't in the armory, which I will tell you about now. Or later. Beretta. That's decent. It's a burst fire pistol. Actually, I'm going to put all the pistols in decent. I believe. Yeah. All the pistols are in decent. I just don't find a use to pistols unless, like, you're in an emergency situation where you're like running into an SCP, they're about to die, you ran out of ammo, you're in your primaries, and there. The Eagle does do some pretty damage, and this thing is very common for other people to find, like decoys and stuff like that. Alright. Taver is pretty decent most of the time. I don't really have much to say about it. It does decent damage, has a pretty decent fire rate. Yeah. Same with the FAMAS. G36, same thing. Honey Badger. This thing is a silenced AR. It's pretty good. Now, every single fire weapon I'm going to put down here. I don't think that's the Taver, but that's fine. This is the Taver. I don't care. Any single fire weapon. So, SG36, stuff like that. The double barrel's not on here. Alright. I'm going to come out with a public service announcement. If you're using the double barrel, don't. It's the worst. It's one of the worst weapons in the game. Here's why. 2 shots, decent damage. I don't see the purpose in it. The minigun. It's pretty, extremely good. The only problem is it has a rev up, which is always enough time for D-boys in front of you to get shut the door. We're scientists because this thing only spawns in hide and seek when you're the seeker. That's it. And even then, I use most of my time using the Raging Bull, which is one of the best weapons. Because it's pretty much a shotgun in a pistol. It did whatever this thing couldn't. Also, Striker. You go up there. So is this thing. These 2 shotguns are very powerful against SCPs and just general groups overall. Or single targets. You know what? These are one of the best guns in the game. Because if you get up close to them and all your shots connect, that does serious damage. MP5K. That's decent. It's a nice SMG. I don't really find use for SMGs. I often trade them out with like rifles and stuff like that. PCR UV. It's very situational. That's my problem. It's only really effective on 280. Other than that, you really won't need it. Very well. Scar. Very good. It does a lot of damage. And commanders spawn with this sometimes. I would recommend it. It's the best assault rifle in the game. As far as I'm aware. And, yeah. It does very good damage. Decent fire rate. It's pretty nice. Taver, the actual thing now. It's alright. I spawn with this thing more often. I'm happy with it. SMGs, it's there. It's one of the better side of the SMGs, so I'm going to put it in front. But I don't really find a use for SMGs, to be honest. Except for like P90s or like high capacity SMGs like the Chris. Which I'm actually going to put in extremely good because this is one of the best SMGs in the game. It has a stupid fast fire rate. And this is decent. It has a very slow fire rate. Not very good. It's what Chaos spawned with, by the way. AA-12, one of the best weapons. It can mow down pretty much anybody in like a matter of seconds. It's a full automatic shotgun for people who haven't used it. And I recommend it. Alright. XM. It's just a worse version of the Mossberg, in my opinion. MG. This is the best weapon in the game. You want to get this thing if you go to 914. You either get this, or that. In 914. That's one of your last weapons. You can keep upgrading, but most of the time, they're going to end up one of these two. You could upgrade Raging Bull. It'll get that. Sometimes this. But, yeah. This is my tier list, guys. Hope you like the video. No weapons are trash, because if they were trash, I would never use them. And that's why I would put it in never use. But, I really... Any weapon you spawn with is a weapon nonetheless. You can use it against people relatively effectively. Even if it's on bed or if it's one of the best weapons. Just don't be too picky with your weapon class because it will more than likely depend on whether or not you live or die, because it still is a pretty important thing to talk about. Because I see a lot of people not knowing what to do in terms of weapons. So follow this tier list, I guess. I don't know. Almost forgot about roles. See, roles depend on how you play the game, what you do. Lex, if you're watching this, I hope you follow these rules because it helps. SCPs, I'm just gonna get them a representative. Really, anything that's like the same, I would use as a representative. But at different MTF units, I will rank differently. Just a recommendation. D-boys, they're trash. They're the only class that spawn with nothing aside from SCPs, but SCPs spawn with abilities. D-boys have none. And oftentimes they're often killed instantly by security guards, which often die due to SCPs. Also, SCPs go top tier. No questions asked. Security guards, they're good. They spawn with guns, they're all that, but they do help get scientists out very quickly. Most of the time, they end up dying. If not, they just end up stalling the round. Chaos Insurgency, I believe that is. They're good. They have decent weapons. They get D-boys out. They're just a worse MTF, in my opinion. Council members, they're just better scientists. They spawn with O5s. They really have no reason to go get upgrade guns in Council Rescue, but other than that, they have no reason to exist other than to oversee the entire council. I know what the SCP lore is, alright? I know what council members do. It's just that in this game, they're completely useless. We just throw all the other classes down. Facility detail. Each class does their different things, so I might as well just like rank them individually, depending on what they are. Normal staff, they're alright. They spawn with level 2 key cards. That'll just get you to 914. I don't know what else. And also some other containment cells in light containment, but other than that, not really much. Engineer, they're pretty much the same thing. I won't rank them. Doctors, they spawn with medkits. That's the only reason they're better. Where are the janitors at? Oh, trash. They spawn with level 1 keycards. You literally can't do anything with level 1 keycards. Not even open 914, which is stupid. Alright. UIU FBI, they're just MTF, but they get to help D-class, I guess. Alright, Fire Eaters. They're great. They get immunity to this guy and all incendiary grenades. They're very powerful whenever this guy's in play. Other than that, they're really just normal MTF. Ghostbusters, same case with this guy to that guy. This guy can pretty much completely counter this guy. I have an entirely separate game mode called Who You Gonna Call. I don't recommend playing it. It's one of the worst game modes in the game. But, yeah. Gun counters this guy. Hammer down. It's just MTF. GRU. They're good. They're getting removed in the revamp. No, that's not. This is Serpent Sand. They're top tier. They get to help SCPs. They have SCPs on their side, and they spawn with good guns, too. I think this is normal MTF. Yeah, they're great. That's pretty much all I have from them. Any MTF squad that isn't one of these special ones gets to throw in the great category. Oh, this is See No Evil. That's top tier. Because he can't be triggered. That guy. And with night vision on, you press F on your keyboard, you can see this guy, which is almost entirely invisible unless he's attacking or this guy is in play. Alright. And GOC, all of them neutral killers. They are great. They embrace the kill everyone ability. They're adding that in the revamp. Everybody's going to be hostile. I love playing GOC. They have very good guns. And they also get to kill everyone that disagrees with me. Pretty much. It's a normal day. And Mass Hatter is the last thing I'm going to be ranking on this list, by the way. Immune to Doctor. That's all you need to know. and also the rash. But that's all you literally need to know. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good new year.